Hey, peace world. Thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment. This is more. I should have entitled this, I guess, Afternoon Wood, keeping with yesterday's noon check-in on my lunchtime. Only got a couple of minutes, but getting into some bite down boxing, obviously with the title about Canelo Alvarez now facing the UK's Callum Smith, 168-pound champion, super middleweight champion, ring belt holder. I don't hate the fight. I was talking with Lukey Cattell last night on his program and his channel. What's up, Latours? I actually I don't hate the fight. I don't love the fight, but I'll say that whether you would pay $19.99 for this one, or whether you would pay the year pass, where it's like $9 or $8.55 or whatever it is a month. It's not that bad. He is a younger champion. We're looking at a height and reach advantage that's pretty significant. We're looking at Canelo staying up at super middleweight for a time being, or for a while, for a campaign, versus jumping in and out. The dude is a champion. He came out of the World Boxing Super Series finale and whatnot, won the Ali Cup, Muhammad Ali trophy and whatnot. So I don't hate it. If I could back up personally, for me, it works out for me, because I didn't purchase a couple of weeks ago, I didn't purchase the pay-per-view for Tank Davis and Leo Santa Cruz, which was like $75. No real reason, no major reason, except that's just not the fight that I wanted. And there was a lot of knockouts on that card. I didn't think overall it was a great value. That's how I looked at it. So instead of messing with that, I went on and added another $25. I was at the end of my year for DAZN, and I started looking at the November and December cards, the lineup for DAZN, and was like, damn, if I pay for these 2 months, I'm gonna pay $40. If I go month to month, because I want to see the Anthony Joshua fight at the end, and which was like December 12th or whatever. I was like, I'm gonna go on and do this annual pass thing again and go from there. Because if I would have paid $40 for the 2 months, and then if DAZN would have scratched together a decent schedule at the opening of 2021 or spring 2021, then I'm gonna go pay another $40 again. So let me just go on and knock this out now. I think I did it for the super flyweights with the Quadras and Estrada, and then Chocolatito. That's when I re-upped. So I didn't really feel all that great about re-upping, but now when you come back and give me this, this Caleb Smith and Alvarez fight in there, I don't really feel so bad no more. I mean, I would have had to pay $75 or whatever to see Canelo Alvarez had he went in another direction and went pay-per-view. So I chalk it up as it is what it is. That's what you got to do to watch boxing. Again, with the matchup itself, no, we're not all in love with Callum Smith. He is another UK guy. A lot of people don't like the dude because he's white. Frankly, some people don't really see him being much challenge. I mean, to some degree, the Smith family, they ain't that much better than the Carpentry brothers from Pennsylvania in some ways. That's how you can look at them as not being dogs, as not being killers or one hitter quitter type dudes. But like I said, there are a couple of things about Mundo that are somewhat intriguing. He came over for the debut of Anthony Joshua, took care of. That's what I'm saying. I think it's a pretty decent scrap, and I ain't mad at it for my $8.55 or whatever, $8.55. I'm pretty decent with it. And you gotta think. You also have to think. This is Canelo moving out on his own. It's what he's wanted to do. And he has to adjust to running the whole show now. The thing that Mayweather was able to do at the end of his career to finish out on pay-per-view, running all of these events, building all of these shows, that became a well-oiled machine once the keys were handed over from De La Hoya. And then you had Ellerbe involved. You had Heyman behind the scenes doing his thing. You had Espinosa at Showtime doing his thing. It's going to take Canelo Alvarez some time to get the right players in place to make this a seamless transition, and so that he can just focus on the fight. You know, it was crazy yesterday. It was crazy yesterday watching him and Reynoso getting the camera together to do the live thing on, I don't know what the hell they were saying because I don't speak Spanish. But you know, at one point in time, the phone was horizontal, and then they said something to each other and turned it vertical. He don't want to bother with that stuff. He want to come in and sit down and the team have all of that together. But they're sitting here trying to figure this out. And that's, you know, COVID right now, trying to put stuff together on the fly, on the run. You got to do what you got to do. But sitting there watching them two cats put that together, man, I had a good laugh off of that one. But it's not a bad fight, you know. They tried to sit down and have the discussions with the PBC guys and go that route. They didn't think it was enough timing. The pay-per-view, you know, the rollout of a pay-per-view requires certain steps to be taken, a certain build-up. You know, people want to be comfortable. The investors want to be comfortable about getting their money back, plus their return above that. And it really just didn't line up for all of that. So you go over here, you do another date with DAZN. And it's dope when you have that flexibility. You know what I'm saying? Along with some of these challenges, man, some of these guys are learning, they're forming new relationships. They're learning new, what's up, Finkley? They're learning, Canelo should have taken this to the UK. Facts. Facts. You're right. I think the only concern with taking it to the UK is I don't think there's any fans in the UK. I don't think they have any events in the UK where fans are possible, and that's what they're hoping for with coming to Texas, is that they can have some kind of gate. But you know, with the coronavirus stuff changing on a weekly basis, you know, they got to watch the clock and the flattening of that curve, whether it happens or doesn't happen. And maybe things get changed in, you know, in Texas and Florida or whatever, or some of the states where there are, you know, live fans are allowed to attend some of these events. So we'll see. But I'm with you though, man. I really don't know where I am. Was on his Instagram. I couldn't make out nothing. Unless he said see. You know, he asked him, was the camera right now? And he said see. That's all the extent of what I understood. And I could understand that stuff was effed up when they were mumbling and looking at each other. I knew something wasn't right. But yeah, I mean, that's another thing. You know, it'll be interesting to see what the rest of the card looks like. I was checking out Eddie Hearn on something. I can't remember what he was on. But he said, you know, even though that Ryan Garcia and Canelo, you know, have been in camp together and they have the relationship that they have, and even though Garcia is over on DAZN via Golden Boy, it's probably not going to happen to where the Campbell, the postponed Campbell fight with Garcia probably won't pop up on there because they're not all, you know, business is in the way. So it'll be interesting, you know, Julio Cesar Martinez. He probably he only fought 2 rounds or a round in 40 seconds or something last time out. It'll be interesting to see, could they get him back in the ring possibly, but I mean, with him being a world champion, I'm not sure that they can get him a credible opponent, but we'll see. But he hasn't put an event together. You know, you at least got to have 3 fights on this card. You know, But again, they're not tied to the expectations of pay-per-view where somebody has paid $75. So they have some flexibility built in. You know, people probably cut them some slack. The one thing that I'm going to be curious about, I was talking with Lukey about this last night on his channel. You know, is this one and done for Canelo Alvarez with DAZN? You know, you go over here and get a nice bag from them. Eddie Hearn is trying to you know, he's probably been a little more giving in this situation, thinking, can we get you back over here to deliver the BJ Saunders fight, or can we get you back over here to do the Triple G fight to accomplish the things that DAZN wants to accomplish? So my guess is this does nothing. Canelo takes the bag, fights, win or lose, come to 2021, it's like you starting all over from scratch, and he may or may not stick around. We do know it's a much easier path forward in 2021 if he was to stick on DAZN versus going over to pay-per-view and doing something, you know, independently. I watched that Wilder catastrophe this morning. He really tried to lay it on thick. His grandmama said, you know, his grandmama told him, you know, he's a special individual. He wasn't special enough to pick up on everything that was getting done to his ass that night, but he's special. So leave that man alone, man. He told, I said, shout out to Custer. Because I tried to watch some of these YouTube guys try to do the interview and, you know, moderate, host, and whatnot, and they just sat there and let Wilder talk for, you know, for 30 minutes and never asked nothing. I still want to know. The fingernail thing is hilarious. Just watched Blood Boxing, just aired him 200. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I'm about done with that whole scenario. You know, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. And whether Wilder says 30 words or 3,000 words, all I need to see is the proof. You know, I don't even want to go back down that road, man. I was just jumping in. You know, I just really wanted, because I got to get ready to get in here. I just really wanted to say that, you know, the Canelo fight isn't all that horrible in my opinion. And what's good, 85 Promotions? I just want to say it's not, and like I said, it's not pay-per-view, so I'm not all that up in arms, you know. It's not him bringing a dude up 2 weight classes. It's not him with somebody in camp for 6 to 7 weeks. Mundo, you know, I don't even know if Mundo, if Smith is even good enough to have a nickname, really. But Smith has been waiting on this fight for months and thinking that he was in the running. So he should have been preparing for this and a fight plan specific for yeah. He should be having a fight plan that's pretty specific for you know, whatever he wants to try to accomplish against JD's got a mouthful. Hey man, Team Wilder is wild. You know, that's a wild shot right there, bruh. I got in his ass. You know, I gave him a mouthful. That was hilarious, man. That was hilarious. You complaining about gloves and being cheated, and the one dude whose assignment was the gloves, according to you, messed up horribly, but you just gave him a mouthful. That's tomorrow night, isn't it? Or what's the 19th? I thought it was a weekday fight. He can't have a nickname. Yeah, I didn't think Smith was nickname certified just yet. At work in the UK, but if you coming over here to fight in Texas, you just gonna be Callum Smith. But But yeah, though, I thought that Ring City fight, I thought it was supposed to be middle of the week. Charles Conwell is gonna be on there in maybe the third show, super welterweight out of Cleveland, Ohio. He's gonna be on there mid-December or something. So actually, I'm trying to go up to Toledo to the gym and holler at them cats. I wanted to go tomorrow, but I can't get away from my job, so I don't know. I'm trying to get up there though and check him out in camp, put a little video together, and you know, I just want to know what's going on with him. You know, he had the fight on Showtime. Now he's popping up on his Ring City USA. But I think that, you know, it's good for Shaki Foster, and that's what I'm talking about in general. Ring City USA and NBC Sports coming into the picture. I think the more bodies that are involved, the more entities that are involved with the sport is going to push the competition. And we go from there. Last thing before I get on out of here, I definitely got to get back in here. You know, you need your job right now. Everybody needs their jobs right now. I saw some talks about Eddie Hearn making some comments. You know, he was asked something about Terrence Crawford. I saw Dana White jumped on Bob Arum about his Terrence Crawford comments too, but you know, Eddie Hearn weighed in on Terrence Crawford, and the headlines became Eddie Hearn wants to sign Terrence Crawford. Yeah, I'm about to say, I thought it was Thursday. I don't know what days are right now. I don't know, but I thought it was a weeknight fight. That's the whole thing was it was supposed to be like Tuesday night USA fights back in the day, so they wanted to have it on a weeknight. But Eddie Hearn just said, you know, hell yeah, I'd like to have him. And Eddie Hearn and his enthusiasm and his NBC Sports. Eddie Hearn, his enthusiasm about everything and his salesman, you know, his sales spiel on everything is great. But then at the same time, you really haven't done anything with Demetrius Andre, you know? So, yeah, he would probably be better suited in terms of coming out and doing and making the rounds and talking for Crawford and saying how great Crawford is and why you should think he's great and why you should tune in. Yeah, I'm not all that big on this Ben and Formella fight. You know, Formella didn't show me much against Sean Porter, but and Ben is still he's still, we don't know what he is just yet. But I'm gonna check it out. You know, I'm gonna tune in. I don't really know. You know, they took a hit with this was where Povetkin and Dillian White was supposed to come back, I think. And, you know, with them falling off, I don't know what the rest of that card is. I think they've ran through all the women balls that they could have on there with the triple header being last week. So I don't really know what to expect from this card. But, you know, I'll check it out. But yeah. Eddie Hearn, I don't really know what he could do for Terrence Crawford. I do think there are some stories that could be told about Terrence Crawford. I do think, you know, you could send a camera crew down there and watch the B&B Academy with all the bodies that they got down there training with those guys, the younger guys. You could watch Terrence Crawford in his natural environment, going through his process, showing you how to be showing how he approaches it, what a professional he is in terms of staying in shape, staying in the gym, mentoring these other youngsters, showing him playing basketball, working with his kids in their wrestling stuff, and you know, you can show him up in the stands rooting his boys on. I don't even know if wrestling is happening right now because of the pandemic, but I think there are things that they could tap into with Terrence Crawford to humanize the guy. You know, most fighters don't even really have a real home type life, you know. They have, you know, kids all over the place, or you know, they want to be rappers, or they want to show some lifestyles of the rich and famous that isn't even true, or you know, they want to spend part of the day meeting with Rick Ross to work on their EP or something. You know, some people want to see that. That means something and resonates with some people, but there's other people. It's crazy how that brother gets treated by promoters and the fan base. Exactly. But I think you can show this, you know, some of these behind the scene things with Terrence Crawford, and then just get him the right opponents, which has been, you know, a major problem. But let me get in here before I need to send some of y'all my resume to keep my job. I just wanted to pop in, man. I think, like I said, DAZN, December 19th, Canelo Alvarez, Canelo-Smith. Not a horrible fight. And definitely not as part of your DAZN package. Let me get on out of here, man. Have a wonderful day. I'll holler at you next time. Peace. Not capitalizing off all the talent. That's another story. I agree with you, though. Have a good day, Finkley.